morning. My name is Reverend Alicia Leslie, and today we are going to be exploring the third Sunday of Advent. The theme for that is love. You'll see we have our candles lighted on our Advent wreath for hope, peace, and today, love. You know, there was an old song back when I was younger, many years ago, and it was called What the World Needs Now. And the words, the lyrics said, what the world needs now is love, sweet love. That's the only thing that there's just too little of. Well, I got some good news and I got some bad news. I'll give you the good news first, and that is there is plenty of love. There is all the love you could ever want or need or receive or express. There's lots of it. Well, how could there be bad news with good news like that? Well, the bad news is that we feel a lack of love, or we have our hearts broken too often through love, not because it's not there, but because we don't have a clear understanding of what it is. So today I'm hoping that I can help you enhance not only your Christmas experience, but your life by enjoying simple love. Love is simple, but I'll tell you what it's not. It's not easy. We always think that love's going to be easy. You know that fairy tale ending? Oh, and they fell in love at first sight. Lie. And they live happily ever after. Lie. These things don't just happen. They happen by living in alignment with and expressing the principle, not the emotion of love. When we expect love to be easy, we think everything's just going to come to us and we don't have a part in it. You know, it's like that old saying, it's as easy as falling off a rock. Well, yeah, right. You've probably fallen off a rock or two in your life, and what happened? Eventually, you hit ground. And what? It was painful. Lord knows, there's enough sad love songs out there to prove that it's not easy. But there's also many good relationships out there, many good expressions and experiences of love that show it is a wonderful principle that there's always enough of, and it's always there for you. Simple love. Well, thinking it's going to be easy is one way that we miss our mark of experiencing all the good love that we are meant to have. The other one, another one, is complicating it. We tend to complicate things by putting conditions on them. That's why unconditional love is spiritual principle and simple, and conditional love can be painful. Conditional love is run by our emotions. If we think about the word emotion as energy and motion, see, we're thinking of love as principle, absolute, eternal, unchanging, always there. When we let our emotions, rather than our wisdom of knowing it's a principle, run things, we think that it is ours to manipulate and control that love. And that is one of the first mistakes we make. When we start to use love and control people, control others through it, we are making a huge mistake, because you know what? God is in charge. We work with God through principle to do great and wonderful things and to have a meaningful life in a beautiful, safe, pleasant planet. But God is in charge, and our experience is better the more we align with that absolute, eternal, unchanging principle of love. Well, what are some of the conditions that we put on love that take away from it? How about a simple two-letter word? If. If you would do things my way. If you love me, you will do that. If you love me, you wouldn't do that. And then we attach the next word to it, if only. I love you if only. And then there's another one. Well, I love you, but. The minute you say but, you negate I love you. So if you say, well, I love you, but I sure wish you'd lose 20 pounds. I love you, but I sure wish you didn't talk so much. I love you, but I wish you'd say I love you to me more. You know what? Sometimes we just have to get over ourselves. There's another really, we are so manipulated by movies, media, songs, other people's information, expectations, which is a biggie. But there was a movie back 100 years ago with, Ryan O'Neal, I think, and I don't know, it was called Love Story. And the main line that you probably even know, so you can fill in the blank, love is, if you can't fill in the blank, never having to say you're sorry. That was Ally McGraw. That was, Ryan O'Neal and Ally McGraw. Huge movie. But that's not true. Love is not never having to say you're sorry. Sometimes we have to say we're sorry. Why? Because we made a mistake. When we say we're sorry, we help to take away the pain of the person that we caused any pain to, and we acknowledge to ourselves, oh my God, I'm capable of making a mistake. Well, let's get over that and get over ourselves. Now, Charles Fillmore, let's get a little bit more understanding about what love is. Charles Fillmore, who's a co-founder of Unity, said divine love is the pure essence of being. That it has its thought only to express, to give. It loves just to love. Can you imagine that? To love, just to love, not to send out love this way, expecting something to come back this way. We don't have to expect something to come back this way. We know, according to principle, all we send forth comes back blessed and multiplied. So if we are sending out that pure divine love with no expectation of return, but knowing we're going to get a return. Another thing, we always look to the person we gave our love to give back to us. Well, you know what? That's not always going to happen. Sometimes people just aren't going to love us the way we want to be loved. Does that mean we can't love them? We shouldn't be in a relationship with them? I don't know. You've got to figure out that piece yourself. You have to figure out when you are being loving, when you are being manipulating, when you are being manipulated. I know you don't want to think you're manipulating, but let me share a little something. Anybody there who has a baby, or sometimes I know dogs that also demonstrate this behavior, with a baby, when they cry, generally they need to be changed, fed, or birthed. Now the baby gets to know this. Oh, I'm wet, I'm hungry, I got a bubble in my belly. So what do they do? They cry. And we go and we fill their needs. Now after a while, because babies are very smart, they are way smarter than we give them credit for, that baby's going to figure out, let's see, if I cry, I get attention. Now, that doesn't mean a parent doesn't say, okay, you're fed, you're burped, out of here. Because sometimes it could be something else. Boy, you young mothers today, you know nothing about what it was like when we had to do diaper pins. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how sad it is when you go to, your baby's crying and you go pick them up and you can't figure it out, you just change them and you find out, uh-oh, diaper pins snapped open. So sometimes crying is crying, and sometimes crying is whining because someone's not getting their own way or enough attention. And don't get me wrong, babies do need attention. But when we have to pay attention, whether it's our children, whether it's our boss at work, whatever's going on, is this a valid need or is this a manipulation to get something from me in the name of love? Oh, that is such a sticky wicket. Charles Fillmore also said that love gives. It is the divine harmonizing principle of the universe. We call it the super glue of the universe, that it binds us together. And that's true love. It's not manipulative, jealous love. Remember 1 Corinthians chapter 13 where it says, love is not jealous, love is not puffed up, love is kind, love is patient. Well, if it's, go read that, it'd be a good idea to print out that paragraph on what love is and, put it on a bathroom mirror or something so you say, am I being kind? Am I being patient? Is this a manipulation? Is this a perceived need? Or is this a real need? We can simplify, and again, simple, not easy. We can simplify our relationships and our experience and our expression of love and receive more love, greater love, more meaningful love. Now, another thing you need to know, this is really, really important. Love can be inconvenient and uncomfortable. See, if we're not willing to be inconvenienced or made uncomfortable in the name of love, not manipulation, in the name of love, then we're just in it for ourselves. We're just in it for what's in it for me. What's in it for me, This is not what love is meant to be. We receive simply in giving, and then the universe blesses us back. Trust me on this one. You will have such a more pleasant and wonderful holiday and life if you can get to that point of simple, non-manipulative love. I know that you can do that. Did you ever see the movie, the Broadway play, Fiddler on the Roof? Very important key about love. In the movie, Tevye is singing to his wife, and he says, "Do you love me?" And she sings back about, well, we've been through this, yeah. And at the end, he says, "Do you love me?" And she said, "After all we've been through, yes, I probably do." But I don't think it was probably. I think it was, yes, I absolutely do, but my ego totally can't say that. Oh, don't let the ego get in your way of being and expressing love. How about if we wind back up a bit? Jesus said that if you want to enter the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of all good, you want to become as a little child. Today, I would like to invite you to become as a little child, not whining and crying to manipulate, to express your needs when you have them, and to always be willing to see love as principle. And as we live principle, our experience on a personal level is enhanced. Yesterday, today is December 15th, 2013, and yesterday was the acknowledgement, the remembrance of what happened last year on the 14th of December in Sandy Hook with the tragedy with the children. And with those children in mind today, I would like to close with a prayer. This is called a prayer for the children. We pray for the children who sneak popsicles before supper, who erase holes in math books, who can never find their shoes. And we pray for those who stare at photographers from behind barbed wire, who can't bound down the street in a new pair of sneakers, who never counted potatoes. We are who are born in places where we wouldn't be caught dead, who never go to the circus, who live in an X-rated world. We pray for the children who bring us sticky kisses and fistful dandelions, who hug us in a hurry and forget their lunch money. And we pray for those who never get dessert, who have no safe blanket to drag behind them, who watch their parents watch them die, who can't find any bread to steal, who don't have any rooms to clean up, whose pictures aren't on anybody's dresser, whose monsters are real. We pray for children who spend all their allowance before Tuesday, who throw tantrums in the grocery store, you know who you are, and pick at their food, who like ghost stories, who shove dirty clothes under their bed, that'd be me, who never rinse out the tub, who gets visits from the tooth fairy, who don't like to be kissed in front of the carpool, who squirm in church and scream in the phone, whose tears we sometimes laugh at, and whose smiles can make us cry. And we pray for those whose nightmares come in the daytime, who will eat anything, who have never seen a dentist, who aren't spoiled by anybody, who go to bed hungry and cry themselves to sleep, who live and move but have no being. We pray for children who want to be carried and those who must, who we never give up on, and for those who don't get a second chance, for those we smother, and for those who will grab the hand of anyone kind enough to offer it. And we pray for hope and peace and love, that all children may have life abundant. We pray for the children, and we as God's children also pray for ourselves. If we want love, let us be love. I wish you love and blessings, peace, hope, and joy. Until next week, God bless you and have a great